The smartest way to go from 30% body fat to 10% body fat. Hi, my name is Dr. Michael Diamonds and I'm the founder of MUSICBED SyncID. This was my first ever transformation, and at the end of my first year of medical school, I think it's important to rewind and go to the beginning of this journey. I gave up my health to become an MD, and when I finally got into medical school, it was a bittersweet moment. I made it, but I couldn't recognize myself. My energy was gone, my confidence shattered, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to make it through my next 6 years if my body didn't change. I took all the knowledge I gained from pre-med and from medical school and got my hands on any piece of research paper that I could, and this was the result. I did it. The truth is, to make this transformation happen, just hard work alone isn't going to cut it. I needed a direct path, a scientific, predictable, and sustainable approach, and year after year, using myself as an ongoing experiment, I could get myself and all my clients lean the smart way. I work with very busy people, and yes, I would consider myself busy as well, but the framework and strategies I'm going to share with you in this video here will be the exact strategies I've used on myself to make these results happen for me over and over and over again. Shannon did it the smart way. So did Tori, so did Nicholas, Avalon's Dr. Amin, and so many more. For this video, let's use the game of chess. The objective of the game is to capture the opponent's king, which is called the checkmate. But just like in chess, where every move counts and you have to outsmart your opponent, fat loss requires you to make calculated, smart decisions, ensuring that you come out victorious in the end. As we dive into this video, I'll be showing you how to maneuver through the chessboard of nutrition and training, strategizing and adapting, ultimately to achieve that lean physique you've always wanted. Now let's start it off. But before we dive in, I think this video will help a tremendous amount of people who've been going to the gym, spinning their wheels and not seeing any results. For the YouTube algorithm, we're well on our way to 1 million subscribers, and if you appreciate and enjoy the content we put out on the channel, gently hit the video the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, it's free, and the content here may help you in the future with the other videos that I'm about to post, and hit the notification bell if you're new. Let's kick it off. The first piece on the board is intermittent fasting. It's a type of eating pattern that involves alternating between periods of fasting and eating. One of the most popular forms of intermittent fasting is the 16-8 method, which involves fasting for 16 hours and eating during an 8-hour window. This means that you skip breakfast and have your first meal at lunchtime, and then you have your last meal in the early evening. Although intermittent fasting has been gaining its popularity in the recent years, not just a way to lose weight but also for potential health benefits, in this video we're going to explore how 16-8 intermittent fasting method can benefit you and help you with fat loss and its overall benefits. The fat loss benefits of 16-8 intermittent fasting is number 1, it's going to reduce your caloric intake. One of the main reasons why intermittent fasting is so effective for weight loss is that it can lead to overall reduction in caloric intake. When you restrict your eating window to just 8 hours in a day, you're more likely to consume fewer calories if you're eating throughout the entire day. And this is true for me. The calorie reduction can lead to a negative energy balance, which is necessary for fat loss. It's also going to help with increased fat burning. During a fasted state, the body switches from using glucose for energy to using stored body fat. This means when you fast, your body becomes more efficient at burning fat for fuel. The longer you fast, the more fat your body will burn. It also will improve your insulin sensitivity. IF has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, which means that your body is better at utilizing insulin to regulate your blood sugar levels. Improved insulin sensitivity can reduce inflammation in the body, lower the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and improve your fat loss. The overall benefits, and doing it simplified, is that you're limiting your eating window to just 8 hours in a day. You can simplify your meal planning and food prep. This can make it easier to stick to a healthy diet and reduce the temptation to snack throughout the entire day. This is especially relevant to me. This is what worked for me, and I really believe it'll work for you. Just give it a chance. Finally, reduced inflammation. Chronic inflammation has been linked to a range of health problems, including heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Intermittent fasting has been shown to reduce inflammation in the body, which may help reduce the risk of these other chronic diseases. It will also improve brain function, and I found this tremendously through med school. Some research suggests that intermittent fasting has cognitive benefits, including improved brain function, increased focus, and reduced neurological diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Longevity. There is some evidence that suggests it may help increase lifespan and improve overall health span. The number of healthy years in life. Studies in animals have shown that intermittent fasting can increase lifespan, and human studies ongoing. Convenience. Perhaps one of the biggest benefits of intermittent fasting is the convenience. Unlike other diets that require strict meal planning and calorie counting, intermittent fasting is relatively easy to implement and can be adapted to fit into any lifestyle. I know for most people, simply reducing your eating window to 8 hours will help reduce your overall caloric intake. There's a reason that fasting has been around for centuries, and it will continue to be. It's just the most simple way to manage your overall caloric intake, and this is why I love it myself and why I suggest it is a smart way for you to try if you're starting at 30% body fat to bring that down slowly. The next biggest mistake I see people make is getting too restrictive. No burgers, no sodas, no sugar, and this is a common recipe for failure. Is it realistic for you for the rest of your life to never have those foods again? These are the fundamental rules of the diet game. All diets for fat loss follow the same exact basic principle. They're all governed by science and the fundamental rule of energy balance. And if you've been following me for a long time, I like to sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. To lose weight, you must be in a negative energy balance, and to gain weight, you have to be in a positive energy balance. Science is how I personally build my diets, and I also take into account human psychology. The diet that I personally follow is if it fits your macros. This is super popular in the past, but this is what will work. It is a dietary strategy that revolves around eating a certain number of calories, an amount of protein, fat, and carbs every day from whatever foods you want. If you use it properly, intermittent fasting is the most reliable way to lose weight. Counting macros from weight loss gives you a tremendous flexibility in what you can eat while dieting. I give my clients pasta, bread, potatoes, chocolate, cake, ice cream in all acceptable choices. In fact, whether or not you can eat the food just depends if it fits your macros. Now, these are the 3 principles that you need to follow. Number 1, your weight is solely dictated by how much you eat and not what you eat. Number 2, to change your body composition, you need to eat the right amount of calories per day according to your goal, and pay attention to where those calories are coming from in terms of your protein, your carbs, and your fats. And 3, if you hit your calorie and macro targets, your protein, carbs, and fats every day, you will see results regardless of the foods you eat. But let me show you how I build a diet. And this is a plan for one of my clients. I calculated their macros to be 2,700 calories, which gives us 230 grams of protein, 60 grams of fats, and finally 310 grams of carbs. The first mistake people actually do is not actually eat the food because they feel like it's too much and already compromise their diet by eating less and maybe deciding it's too much carbs or slicing it in half. The second mistake is to be too restrictive. Protein oats in the morning, a banana pre-workout shake post-workout, and lunch will be chicken, broccoli, and rice, and for dinner the same thing. Maybe instead of chicken, you swap it for lean ground beef or turkey. Now, there is no problem with that, but after 30 days, it gets old pretty quickly. You start missing the burgers. When you're out to see your family and friends and they invite you for dinner, you decline because you want to follow your plan that you've created. Alternatively, this is how I'd build the plan. The only rules are the ones that are set by science. So for breakfast, a high-protein chicken English muffin. And as a snack, a Dan & Light and Fit Greek yogurt and strawberries. For lunch, an easy chicken and rice and veggies. It serves a purpose. And finally, what if we do a turkey burger with sweet potato fries? The usual result I get with my clients is a feeling of freedom and no sense of craving anything. When it gets old or we stop seeing progress, we make slight adjustments. My point is, learning the basic skill of tracking and keeping a diary will allow you to have different strategies in this chess game that will allow you to checkmate your final goal in 3 to 4 months for the rest of your life. When you go out for dinners with your business partners, your family and friends, no problem, just track it. Next, every day, intelligently hit 10,000 steps no matter what. Set that rule for yourself. For some that may be easy, for others it may be difficult. But this is the smartest way to crush your 10,000 steps, and this will allow you to hit 15,000 steps if you follow it. Rule number 1, 1,000 steps is going to give you 10 minutes of walking. That's usually at the pace of 3.2 miles per hour, which means in a day, you need to walk for 100 minutes or 1 hour and 40 minutes. The average person gets about 5,000 steps in a day. Walking within their home, to the car, walking to the office, grocery store, and you name it. This leaves us with 5,000 steps or 50 minutes of walking. If you're pressed for time, you can get those 5,000 steps in 25 minutes by simply doubling the speed of your walking from 3 miles per hour to a 6 miles per hour jog for 25 minutes. So simply get the habit of walking every chance you get rid of being lazy, wake up an hour earlier each day and do that extra 50 minutes. Walk in between your exercises and sets. That should give you 2,000 steps alone. If you stand up for 5 minutes every hour and you walk around, you can get 6,000 steps doing that for 12 hours. When I simply made my clients a little bit more conscious about their steps, making them pay attention to it, they made better decisions. It's easy to be seated all day and not be productive or take the car to go down the road. Why this will get you lean? We know that roughly a person between 160 to 200 pounds burns 500 calories. 500 calories daily in a week comes out to 3,500 calories, which is equivalent to 1 pound of fat per week. In my experience, I've had a client lose an extra half a pound to a pound a week just by walking alone. This is the smartest way to get lean because it's flexible. Anyone can get steps. Now, if you're at home and you're really on a tight budget, get a jump rope and skip every day. But that is just 10 minutes. Skip for 10 minutes and that will give you 1,000 steps. If you have $100 laying around, you can get a home stepper while watching TV. You can take a break from your desk and you can work on getting your steps. And if you have a bigger budget, I highly recommend getting an under the desk treadmill. A lot of my clients are at meetings the entire day, and just 1 hour of being in a Zoom meeting, that can get you 6,000 steps. With that being said, if you are a busy professional, you spend all your time taking care of your team, you're taking care of your family, and you need someone to finally help take care of you and your physique, I build out the entire system so you can finally see your six-pack for once in your life. Get your energy back, feel confident in your clothing. If that's you and you want to be at peak performance, fill out the application in the description below. Do it to the best of your ability. Myself or someone in my team will reach out to you and we'll get your transformation started. Training. It's important to be realistic. Usually, we want to go all out and train 5 times a week. But if you keep only getting 4 sessions in the week, it's smarter to follow a 4-day training split. This way, you can shift the right volume to the workouts into 4 days instead of 5. Track your weights when you're doing your workouts. The only way to truly know if you're making progress is by tracking the weights that you're using. What happens too often is people will go to the gym, they'll perform the same routine but never push themselves because they're not tracking their progress. And also, exercise with good form. Now, finally, these are the tools you're gonna need to be successful smart. You need a weight scale, and this will tell us a trend. Are we losing or are we gaining weight? Tracking this in the morning after using the toilet in the nude. We're also gonna need a food scale and MyFitnessPal. This way you can be sure that you have a good food diary and you're accurately measuring what you're putting into your body. I honestly see so many people complain it takes too long. I guarantee you spend more time on Instagram or you're texting. Don't be lazy and just measure it. I promise it'll be to your benefit. Measuring tape. Body measurements can help measure fat loss and muscle gain in ways a scale cannot. Although tracking your body weight is crucial and mandatory for maximum control of your transformation, your body weight alone doesn't always paint the entire picture of your body composition. Your muscle to fat ratio, for example. Take it weekly or bi-weekly. And finally, take photos. This will help us to truly see if you're seeing your entire physique. So, a quick recap. The smartest way to go from 30% to 10%. If you're at 30%, it's very likely that you are either severely under-eating or severely overeating. So first of all, what I like to put in place is intermittent fasting. This to me functions as guardrails on this road to my journey. Secondly, is you need to track your calories and your macros. By learning the small skill of tracking your food, you have an idea of what you're putting into your body. The analogy, if you have a bank account, you always know how much money is going in and how much money is going out. So track it, use MyFitnessPal, use a food scale and be consistent with that. But also be flexible with it and be gentle with yourself because that will allow you to develop this habit consistently and you finally won't give up. Finally, we want to be able to build muscle, being able to be conscious of realistically how many times can you train. Tracking the weights that you're using will tell you if you're seeing progress or not, and then that will allow you to make decisions, and training consistently with good form will help you. Finally, walk 10,000 steps. Everyone can do it. a cheap budget way if you're at home in a small confined space. I've had doctors of mine do jump rope in their rooms just so they could get some more steps. So if you are at home and you're on a budget, get a jump rope. If you have $100 laying around, get a home stepper. And if you have about $300 to $400 laying around, get a under the desk treadmill, a walking pad at home. You can get steps while watching TV, while you're in a meeting, or while you're just on your phone and you're texting or you're calling someone. Any one of those tools will help you get 10,000 steps. Now do the combination of all the things I've mentioned consistently. I promise you will be in a better position. But I'll leave the video here. Let me know in the comments if any of these tips helped you, and if it did, do share the video with someone. I truly believe and I want so many more people in 2023 to be in better shape. The obesity rates are increasing. I want to be able to make a change. And if you feel like this video can help someone out there, hit it with a gentle thumbs up. I've left these 2 videos on dieting, right, with foods I exactly eat and how to eat them. So watch them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.